The world today is ruled by technology. We communicate constantly, instantly. We text Bebo, Google, Facebook. We tweet about a bad headache and about our beliefs. In the 60s, with no cell phone and no internet, people took to the streets to make their views or political cause known. Now, it's as easy as clicking a button. So what does this mean for protest movements? Are we becoming internet activists? I asked some Canterbury University students to find out. Who has been on Facebook? Who has joined a political group on Facebook? Who's ever been in a protest? Political science lecturer Therese Arsenault says people's use of technology has changed political interactions.
So how do young people protest today? Well, some of them still physically show up and protest. On Friday in the middle of Christchurch there was a protest about the Huranui water scheme. So, people do physically show up still to protest. But there are lots of other ways that you can do it now as well. And I think a lot of those ways would be preferred, particularly by young people. You can do it online.
Are young people disconnected, or are they choosing to be connected in different ways?
My generation assumes the only way to connect is to be face-to-face or physical, while the next generation is doing it in a virtual way and online. And we don't know yet whether that is an adequate replacement for the face-to-face.
Robin Woodsford was knocked out in the 1981 protest against the Springboks. He thinks taking to the streets for a cause is a thing of the past.
But I think the 60s there was the idea of protesting against something was to do with the 60s generation or the baby boomer generation, questioning the way society was organised. In my view, my generation got sucked into the religion of consumerism, and there's another generation I think even more sucked in. And they're heading for a big wake-up call in my view, and protest ain't going to do it. I think nature will bite back.
So the reality is the world is not the same as it was in the 60s. Posters and typewriters are out, online events are in. 3 in 4 New Zealanders use the internet. So what's all the fuss about? So what do you use the internet for?
Reading the paper every day, emailing, work, uni, Facebook, stalking people.
I just use it for Facebook, internet. Sometimes I buy stuff off like One Day.
For personal use for referee rugby, and I use it for a lot of my research on rugby teams and trends in rugby throughout the world, as well as keeping in touch with friends, obviously with social networking sites like Facebook and Twitter and MySpace and things like that.
Greenpeace recently started an online campaign. Now I can sign up for their virtual petition just by clicking a button. I can also go over to Facebook and join the David Boehner's Innocent group. I'm also feeling a little bit upset about how they treat guinea pigs, so I'm going to join the I hate people that are cruel to guinea pigs in any way group. My point is that anybody can use these online tools, but are we actually achieving anything? Hannan says it does. Iranians recently used Twitter and YouTube to rally troops for protests.
Well, Iran's a very young society, 70% of the country's under 30, and because the government's so repressive and there's no other social outlets for people, they've turned to the internet as a way, like a window to the outside world, so they can see the freedoms they're missing out on. And in the recent protests it helped because people could coordinate their efforts against the government.
There's no doubt that the internet has made global communications an awful lot easier. Some experts say the internet has encouraged more people to participate in politics.
People can feel that they are, having an impact on the world just by clicking a button or writing a little tweet, which might be 30 words at most. And they feel engaged, they feel involved. But to what extent is that political participation that actually changes the political landscape? And I'm, like quite a few people, a wee bit sceptical about that. It's a kind of consumerist politics where it's a bit like, buying something off the supermarket shelf and it makes you feel good about yourself because you've bought the eco version.
While some sit in front of the computer for hours on end, this is not for everyone. Miley Cyrus recently quit Twitter to the outrage of her 2 million followers. In a goodbye rap posted on YouTube, she explained.
And the reasons are simple. I started tweeting about pimples. I stopped living for moments and